Tired kitties. I'd also be tired if I had walked the distance they had over the course of the evening last night. Oh, he's got his head up. He's smelling something, but still snoozing at the same time. There's quite a strange expression he's got on his face there. Oh, itchy nose at the back. Sorry, go again, Tux. I'm doing a little bit of preening. I'm just going to try to roll forward a bit. We don't know. We're not doing. There we go. It's warming up really quickly, and which is good news because I don't think these boys are going to move anymore. An interesting little fact is that these lions walked past or walked to the hyena den, had a sniff around there this morning. There didn't look like there were any signs of a struggle, so hopefully those little cubs are okay. Now, whereas hyenas will quite often take on a group of lioness, but a male lion is a different story. He's smelling something again. Look, he's lifting his nose to catch the breeze. Massive paws. Now, Dawn from Alabama is wondering, will this coalition of male lions always stay together? Well, Dawn, they do spend a lot of time together. Coalitions, however, do split, and sometimes into twos or 3 and 2. But from what we can see for now, for the next foreseeable future, these guys will stay together. So these are big male lions, and of course they need quite a bit of sustenance to keep it all going. And Dave in Toronto is wondering just how much and how frequently they have to feed. Well, they'll normally feed every 2 or 3 days, depending on what they've caught. If they've caught something big like a buffalo, they can eat on that for a couple of days, and they probably don't need to hunt again for 4 or 5 days. But in that initial gorging phase, when they start feeding, they can eat over 20 pounds of meat in a sitting. And they get very, very large bellies very quickly. They are, of course, able to digest the meat very, very quickly, enabling them to feed again, and that's to take advantage of food when it's there. And also, they don't mind a bit of rotten meat. They'll eat absolutely completely rotten green blue meat if they need to. Incredibly strong stomachs. can see all the little nicks and scars on his face. Being a male lion is tough. They look so nice and calm at the moment. The reason they probably marched so far last night was to deal with the Salati males from the north. And it doesn't look like they met up with them. I think the Salati males ran away back to the north before the Birminghams got there, and that's what's caused them to come south again. Oh, they've just been spotted by an impala. You can hear that. Psh. We can't see the impala from where we are. Now, Ergag, they've seen lions swatting flies with their tails. Is this a conscious reaction? Well, I don't think so. I think it's just one of those things that happens the same as we would react and you watch their ears twitch with flies. Whether it's conscious or not, I couldn't be 100% certain, but I think it's probably more of a nerves reaction. And you will often see the cat's coats also. There's a little nervous twitch, and that's to help keep the flies away. Impala is snorting, but they don't sound too worried. And the lions don't look like they're going to be too active. So Impala is standing a safe distance away, snorting at them. Sleepy kitties. Now, that one seems to have won the lottery when it comes to shade. And you probably find these other three are going to move as the sun moves into that large bit of shade that the fourth male is sleeping in. So from their tracks, it looks like they did chase buffalo last night, but they weren't successful. Almost looked like that guy was having a cat nap. I saw the leg move there. Might have been dreaming about chasing those buffalo. So, for those of you who might be a little bit new to Safari Live, this is the Birmingham Male Coalition of Lions. There are 5 of them in total, and they're the dominant male coalition in the area. They, at the moment, have 2 prides of females that fall within their territory, and that is the Nkahuma pride and the Styx pride. And we've seen them mating with both Nkahuma and Styx lionesses. The Styx have already given birth to some cubs, or one of the Styx ladies, so there's a strong possibility that the Birmingham male lion line, or their genetic code at least, has been passed on to at least 2 cubs. So Rumey in San Diego is saying, how did the Birmingham boys know that the Salati males might be near their territory? Well, it would have been from roaring. I heard the Salati males last night calling up to the north. So the boundary of the Birmingham's territory and the Salati males is not too far from us, inside Buffel's Hook over there. And so the fact that they didn't call probably means they were sneaking in and trying to catch those Salatis unaware. They had a big fight with the Salatis recently, and it seems like the Birminghams came out the winners, and one of the Salati males got a bit of a hiding. Heads up again. I think those impala are moving past. Now, it looks like the missing Birmingham boy is the one we saw a while ago who was a bit skinny. And apparently they've eaten 2 buffalo since we last saw him, so he's still a bit skinny, but he's made a miraculous recovery. And so he's starting to look like a proper lion again. But he got a bit lazy, obviously, and he didn't make it all the way here with the rest of them. Almost waiting. Oh, there we go. A little head shake from the flies. And I always love watching male lions. And now it's a bit hot. His head's up. He's heard something. He smelled something. There we go. There's the impala again. And there we go. That's what. Oh, he didn't do it properly. Sometimes they sort of just completely fall and almost. You can hear them hit the ground. That sort of thud. As part are still shouting, it's always worth just having a double check to see if they are shouting at the lions, or you never know, there might be something else around. Definitely shouting at the lions. Hello, little boys. Forward slightly. Now that ear twitching is probably the most movement that's going to be happening for the majority of today. Probably only look to get moving around 6 o'clock this evening. They will move from patch of shade to patch of shade unless a herd of buffalo stumbles upon them or elephants chase them. There's a strong possibility they're going to be in the exact same spot come sunset safari. So, Morning Glory is saying we saw that one of the lions had mange, and will this spread to the other lions? I have seen that male. I don't think it's mange. I think it's a different fungal infection. Sarcoptic mange is quite easy to identify, and the fact that his hair is coming back quite easily makes me think it's possibly not mange, but maybe a fungal infection rather.
There's the one on the opposite side.
Is that in there? Well, let's go have a look. Apparently it could be the one on the other side, so let's go have a look at him. And I know if it was mange, I think we would have known about it, but I think maybe just a fungal infection. A giraffe gets similar things, those lesions on their neck. But the fact that the hair grew back and grew back quite well, and this is the guy here, I don't think it is sarcoptic mange. It might be another form of mange that's not as aggressive, but he is looking much, much better than when we last saw him, and you can see how the hair's come back very nicely. So Errol Dag is wondering, if this coalition breaks up, will they fight for territory later? It is possible that there normally will be some sort of an alliance, especially if they spent as much time as these guys have together. not so much for territory, but more for mating rights, I think will be a bigger fight. The Mapocho, who split with a 6-male lion coalition initially, split, and sort of 2 of them stayed further up north and the others were down in the southwest. But I often used to see them, even after they'd been apart for months, they'd come together every now and then and be feeding off the same buffalo. I mean, there's always a possibility, but they'll probably get on to some degree. They might not be as friendly as they are at the moment. So, Crazy Critter would like to know, do these boys have females to help them hunt? Well, there's that big misconception that females do all the hunting. So, yes, they do a lot of the hunting, and if the males are there, they will take the lion's share and chase the females off the kill. But male lions spend a lot of their time away from the female prides and patrolling, keeping other males out. So they do a lot of their own hunting as well. And they tend to focus on slightly bigger creatures, such as buffalo and hippo and things like that. But they are very effective hunters, male lions. But they do have 2 female prides that fall within their home range at the moment, the Styx pride and the Nkahuma pride. Seems like every time a new impala walks into the gap and sees them, and a new bout of snorting starts. There we go. You can see the impalas just behind, shouting. AJ Mirabal says they may not be moving, but the cat streak.
Don't touch my cat.
Sorry, EBM, I was stretching. Continues. So how many days is it now in a row that we've had cats? Please let me know. I think it's 13 or 14. If you know the answer, how many days have we been on a cat streak? Send the answers through to questions@wildearth.tv or use the hashtag SafariLive on Twitter. There's impala. Next one pops around the grow bush and goes, oh, lion. Some of the impala have given up snorting and are now grazing happily, and sort of every time the next one pops through the bush, they suddenly say, oh, there's a lion there. Monkey Man, aka Joey, is saying, what are the chances of a group of male lions like this taking down a hippo? Very good. These guys have actually caught quite a few hippos that I know of, and hippo, buffalo, giraffe, all very, very obtainable if you're a big male lion, especially in a coalition. Oh, that lion's tongue that he's so lovingly licking himself with. If a lion had to keep licking you in the same place, their tongue has sort of got the consistency of sandpaper and would actually, after a good 2 or 3 licks, might start removing some of your skin. Very, very abrasive and rough, a lion's tongue. And I'm sure those of you who have domestic cats have felt how rough a domestic cat's tongue is. Now, and lions, of course, take it to the next level, being the second biggest putty tat in the world. The largest cat in the world doesn't occur in Africa. It lives in Asia and India, even all the way up to Russia, and it's the tiger. Of course, very different social system. Their social system is more like a leopard, so they're more solitary and not members of a big, tight community like lions. Lions are the only truly social cat. I don't think these lions are going to be doing too much apart from snoozing and the odd lick. So we're going to leave them be, and while we move out of the area, we can go back to James,